starting over on the far side of the rink, the first thing that we did, perhaps the most important thing for guys who play here, and have to jump board, is we expanded the size of that bench, the depth of the bench, so that there's actually enough room to have more than one door on the benches. Right now we only have one door due to the depth of those benches. So that is probably, from a playing standpoint, one of the biggest things that we've done, is we've modified that so that there is more room behind the boards for the player bench area. The ice rink is actually, we're not the official NCAA size right now, and unfortunately we won't be able to expand to the full NCAA 200-foot length because of constraints of the physical building. So we are going to be about 7 feet short of that, but we are adding about 8 feet, I believe, which is going to bring us a little bit closer. We maintain the full 80-foot width of the rink, which is what we currently have anyway. You can see from here, the only other change, well, there's two other changes on the far side as we look at the arena from this side, and that is the relocation of a press box. A couple of reasons that we did that. Number one, the press box currently where it is would be in the way of where we would have spectator seating. And so moving the press box to the other side allows us to add an additional 100 to 150 seats where we wouldn't be able to otherwise. The other thing is that it really is an impact on the visual sense of the building. As you walk in, this shows no text, no decorations, but what we'll be able to do to decorate that press box will really be a nice visual stimulus as you walk in. Again, very quickly, you can also see this is the look as you're standing in the press box looking across the rink. Perhaps the biggest thing that we've done is we've added a center entrance tunnel. Our team locker rooms will be on either side of that center entrance tunnel. So currently where we have to walk through the compressor room and by the Zamboni on very narrow mats in order to get to the ice.
Hard to believe we're giving that all up, you know.
What's that?
It's hard to believe we're giving that all up.
It's a unique way to enter the building, but we will be giving that up. There will be the center entrance. New locker room facilities for the teams, as you can see here. And I'll be happy to answer more specific questions, but basically the locker room facilities are mirror images of each other. We have changing hallways, which are kind of a newer trend with men's and women's hockey teams, where players are allowed to can go in, take off their boots, take off their coats, hang them in a separate facility, and then change into sandals and walk into the main locker room. The women's locker room is geared for 24 players. Our men's locker room is geared for 31, which are based on research kind of typical team roster size. And each coach will have their own office. We'll have a separate men's and women's hockey coach's office, which is obviously an improvement over what we've got. Individual seats will be located on the lower bowl of the rink. Throughout the entire lower bowl, there will be those individual seats on a platform. Instead of being on a retracting platform where we can't build underneath, this will be a concrete platform which allows us about an extra 12 feet to build, which is why we've been able to create better locker room facilities in this. You can see in the corners, there's a close-up of the corners that we have. In order to create kind of a half-bowl feel, we did create some diagonal rows of seating. We've gone through several iterations of what we're going to call these VIP seating. But the general idea is that it really dresses up the facility. Rather than having everything squared off, we do have, again, the visual stimuli of having these rounded corners. And it will serve as a place where we can have special events, host trustees or alumni. Hopefully you folks can come back and we can have a dedicated area for you, serve refreshments, that type of thing. On the upper level, we will have retracting bleachers still. It allows us to use this upper platform for multi-purpose events. We do host a lot of other things in the facility other than just hockey games, obviously. And so we did make the decision to make that on a retracting platform. Other than that, we're going to be rehabbing the existing locker rooms. We're going to be adding a referee's locker room, which is a big improvement. We don't have that currently. And we have a net gain of one locker room over what we currently have in our facility. And for those of you who've been here on a busy day where we have basketball games, swim meets, hockey games, we definitely are in need of additional locker room space. It's a very quick overview of the changes that we see in this building. And again, not to beat this, but John Horn and Mike Lewis, a special thanks to those two gentlemen especially for pushing this and making it a reality. It would not be here if it wasn't for those two gentlemen. So, thank you, and I will be happy to answer questions if people have any.